सुप्रीम कोर्ट के फैसले पर तो मैं कोई भी कमेंट नहीं कर सकता, नहीं भी करनी भी नहीं चाहिए, लेकिन इसके ऊपर मैं जरूर कह सकता हूं कि इसका असर क्या कोई ऐसा ना हो जो कि अनप्लेजेंट हो, तो उससे बचने के लिए देश की लीडरशिप जो होती है उसको आगे आना होता है।
Bhullar's verdict coming as a big blow to several others with delayed mercy pleas who had also moved the apex court. Among them are the 4 Veerappanites and the 3 convicted for assassination of former PM Rajiv Gandhi.
The Supreme Court judgment on Devinder Pal Singh Bhullar not only comes as a disappointment for the family of Bhullars, but for all those who are asking that there should be a minimum time frame for deciding the mercy pleas of death convicts. And this is the question the Supreme Court will have to decide sooner or later. With Jaskira Singh Bawa in New Delhi, this is Sumit Nagpal, NewsX.
Alright, so the Supreme Court has upheld the death sentence on the Punjab militant Devinder Pal Singh Bhullar. Bhullar was convicted for killing 9 people in a car bomb in Delhi in 1993. His target was the then Youth Congress President Maninderjeet Singh Bitta. He's already spent 2 decades in jail. What kind of a precedent has this judgment set? And also, why are the Akalis supporting Bhullar? We have with us Sudhanshu Mittal, leader of the BJP, Manjeet Singh, president of the Delhi Sikh Gurdwara Management Committee, Shailesh Rai, spokesperson of Amnesty International, Professor Madhav Nalapat, managing editor, Sunday Guardian, Professor Dinesh Varshni, member of the National Council of the CPI, KTS Tulsi, senior advocate of the Supreme Court. He's been the lawyer of Bhullar. We also have MG Devasayam. He's a political analyst. Mr. KTS Tulsi, first of all, have you spoken to Bhullar or his family today? What's been their reaction?
I have not spoken to Bhullar. I have not met Bhullar. I have met only his wife, who was here in my office and is completely distressed.
Well, you know, the Supreme Court has said 2 things, Mr. Tulsi. Number 1, terrorists cannot ask for commutation of their sentence on the ground of inordinate delay in dealing with their case. And number 2, these are people who have no compassion for human life. Why are they asking for mercy? What do you say about that?
Well, the judgment itself at page 60 says that the principle that is deduced from the judgments of the Supreme Court and even larger benches, constitution benches of the Supreme Court, are that inordinate delay is inhuman and degrading. This is what the judgment records itself. And then at page 63, it goes on to contradict itself by saying that those who do not show mercy are not entitled to plead for mercy. And if that were the law, then no one could ever have been granted, nobody's death sentence could have been commuted by anyone. If that's the jurisprudence, I think that the entire you see, I have the highest respect for Supreme Court, and I believe that the judges are endowed with superior wisdom as compared to us, because we look at the case from one standpoint, where the judges look at it from the neutral standpoint.
But so what you're saying basically is that you're finding a contradiction in the judgment over here. Let's just wrap up the legal bit with one more question over here to Mr. Devasayam in Chennai. You know, the killers of Rajiv Gandhi have been in jail for 22 years. Veerappan Zaids have been in jail for 20 years. Their death sentences are on appeal. What does this judgment on Bhullar today possibly mean for their appeals?
It is indeed unfortunate, because criminal justice system in the country is highly defective and ridden with lot of loopholes and corruption. And even the justice system is also not beyond reasonable kind of thing. So under these circumstances, I am not in favor of giving the extreme punishment. Death is extreme punishment from which you can't withdraw. So now, that is number 1. Number 2, all of these have already gone through a life sentence. It's a basic principle of law that a person cannot be punished twice for the same offense. You allow them to be in jail for 20 years or 22 years and then put them to the gallows. I think it's a very unfair system. And
okay, I'll tell you what, let me put this point to Professor Nalapat as well. Professor, how fair is it that convicts who've been in jail for 2 decades or more are then also hanged after that?
Well, I just like to point out that, we have to have reference to the Indian system and Indian practice. And unfortunately, the fact is that in the Indian practice, 20 years is actually a very, very fast track disposal of a case. I mean, there are cases in
that's
India.
ridiculous.
Cases in India that go on for 60 years and in fact for generations.
Yeah.
So 20 years is certainly a fast-track disposal of a case.
But how can we justify that?
Well, we have to talk about the entire justice system, but I'd like to again make this very clear point that the Supreme Court has a very, very valid point when it talks about terrorism. Terrorism is something that affects every single human being. And definitely it is not just an ordinary crime. It has to be taken as a wrongdoing completely separate in itself, needing the most exemplary punishment.
All right, Shailesh Roy from Amnesty International. You know, the delay has been on the part of our judicial system and our government processing the mercy petitions of these convicts. But why should the convicts then suffer a double whammy on account of the flaws in our system?
Absolutely. I think, you know, there is really no appropriate time that a person can spend on death row, because the death penalty violates the right to life in all circumstances. But that said, the Supreme Court in India has commuted death sentences in which the mercy petition has been considered for 5 years, 3 years, even 2 years. And even internationally, I think courts have recognized that delay can be grounds for commutation. So it's a bit surprising, and it's also, I think, adds to the uncertainty around the application of the death penalty itself, because while the Supreme Court has said earlier that delay can be a ground, now you have this other factor, which is the heinousness of the offence, which has to be balanced against the delay, so to speak.
I also want to ask, I'll just come back to you again, but I also want to ask Sudhanshu Mittal the point. Sudhanshu, how concerned are you? How concerned are you that the Supreme Court, you know, on the one hand, as Mr. Tulsi pointed out, said that the delay is inhuman, on the other hand, in saying, well, it doesn't matter, let's hang this guy anyway?
Judge, first of all, you're missing out a very basic point which Supreme Court has commented on. That is the inordinate delay which has taken place in deciding the mercy petition by the Home Ministry and the President. Look, the Constitution of this country places faith on the intent of the constitutional bodies. They believe that instead of writing that it has to be disposed of in 3 months, they had believed that all these bodies, all these constitutional posts will respect the Constitution in the letter and spirit. The framers of the Constitution could never have envisaged that there could be such an abuse of the process of law by the Home Ministry and the President that it will take 13 years for mercy petitions to be decided. I mean, the kind of politics which has gone into decision of mercy petitions is appalling.
Which is why we're asking, why should the convicts suffer a double whammy? All right.
Just a minute.
But one thing, Sudhanshu, I'll just come back to you. I'll just come back to you, Sudhanshu. I'll just come back to you again.
Indicted the government.
All right.
You know, look at that. You see, let's debate that. The Supreme Court has indicted the government today for this inordinary delay. So that is the more crucial point of the debate. Not whether, see, they have apparent...
Well, I mean, what the Supreme Court has said is that the government should look at processing cases quicker in the future. But on the other hand, it's also said that the delay is not a ground to commute the death sentence into a life in jail sentence. Manjeet Singh, president of the Delhi Sikh Gurdwara Management Committee. The other side of the argument is that a man like Bhullar, for example, has killed 9 people in a terror attack. Why should he be shown mercy?
Well, as Mr. Tulsi said, that a person cannot be punished twice, number one. Number two, as I have said, that we have to respect the judgment of the Supreme Court, but our community is saddened. We feel that it is, as this case came to the court, and I think the way the judgment came on Mr. Bhullar's account, that out of 3 judges, 1 judge acquitted him, the senior judge, and secondly, it is only the finding against Mr. Bhullar is that he admitted his crime in police custody, which he retracted later on. Secondly, I must say that why all these things happened. All these things only happened because of the situation in 80s in Punjab and what took place in 84 riots in Delhi, and who these people are responsible. As the other panelists are saying, that here people used to play politics
with the sentiments of the people. And I think the decisions which the government has taken in 80s,
Mr. Manjeet Singh, let me ask you, if there are other grievances, for example, the 1984 anti-Sikh riots in Delhi, now they can be tackled in an appropriate way, but the point is that a terrorist is a terrorist. Why should a terrorist be shown mercy?
I think it is, and if what do you call Sajjan Kumar Bhagat or titler? Because the investigating agencies, the premier investigating agency CBI has twice filed a closure report. And when everybody knows on this earth that in Delhi there were more than 4,000
this is the point I'm making. If there's a case against Titler, Sajjan Kumar and all those other Congress leaders who were allegedly involved in the riots in Delhi, that's a separate forum. But why are you confusing it with, why the Akalis, the SGPC and you, why are you confusing it with Bhullar's case? Why are you saying that, okay, spare Bhullar because those Congress leaders allegedly were involved in riots? I mean, Bhullar is a terrorist, why shouldn't he be hanged? And those other grievances can be taken up separately.
No, if you go into the details of the case, you will find that there is enough ground that on the same basis the other people have been acquitted or the mercy petition has been gone in their favor. But in this particular case, they have it didn't go there. But now the Supreme Court has given the judgment. We have to do nothing but to respect the Supreme Court. But we feel as a community that we have been alienated at many. If I ask the question that why SIT was not made in the case of 1984 riots, why SIT was made in Gujarat case.
Manjeet,
so there are so many questions to be answered.
I'll just come back to you again. I'll just come back to you again in a couple of minutes. But, Professor Vashli, how do you respond to that? Because, it's not just Manjeet Singh, but we know that the Akalis also are sympathetic to Bhullar because they cite, for example, the 1984 riots. But can we put both in the same bracket?
You see, no, 1984 riots, criminal offence is a criminal offence as per the jurisprudence.
Yeah.
We are against the capital punishment to anybody. You can keep the person in jail throughout the life. Even philosophically, if you go, to keep a person in jail will send a better message to the society that do not commit a crime than the death sentence. Nowhere in the philosophy of jurisprudence the capital punishment is appreciated. Second thing is, no case can be compared with other case. 1984 riots were also very bad for the society of India as well as for the world. Similarly, the terrorism was also very bad, and it is bad.
But the problem over here, Professor Nalapat, is that the Akalis are saying that, Bhullar is being hanged on the one hand, but the alleged killers of 3,006 in Delhi in 1984 have been given cabinet positions. Jagdish Titler was Union Minister for NRI Affairs in UPA 1. Sajjan Kumar was a Congress MP in UPA 1. HKL Bhagat, another Congress leader, was never punished. Why is the Congress being selective in its pursuit of justice?
Well,
I must point out before you give your answer, I must tell our other panelists and our viewers that we spoke to several Congress leaders earlier in the day to invite them to be part of this debate, but all of them declined to be in this panel. Professor Nalapat.
Well, I'd like to agree with the SGPC leader and say that 1984 was definitely a very huge blot on Indian democracy and a community that has done yeoman service to the country, both in the armed forces and as well as in business or in civilian life. That community in Delhi was subject to the most unspeakable atrocities. It's also a fact that very little punishment has been meted out to the people responsible for those atrocities. But having said that, it doesn't in any way excuse the fact that there was a vigorous Khalistan movement supported by Pakistan, and that a large number of people, impressionable people, went into that movement with their eyes open. We are talking of 1984. It's an unspeakable crime. But before 1984, there was Jarnail Singh Bhindranwale. There was terrorism, there was murder of certain communities taking place in the Punjab. We cannot condone, frankly, one aspect of terrorism by pointing to the kind of criminality that took place in Delhi.
Which is the point I was making to Manjeet Singh. Manjeet, would you like to quickly respond to that?
Please? Dushar?
Yes, I'll respond to that.
Yeah.
The thing is, Jujhar, who created the situation? Who created terrorism in Punjab? This is a debate, and we must go into the details of that. It was the Congress policy that they wanted to finish off the elected Akali leadership, and they created terrorism in Punjab. They had their own agenda. They went up to the extent that they wanted to play the politics of religion, and this was the root cause of Punjab politics, Punjab terrorism, which this country faced for 20 years almost, and Punjab has been facing the maximum burnt out of these policies of the Congress.
The problem over here is that many legitimate grievances, there are the riots in Delhi, for example, but how can you justify Bhullar's actions because of other grievances? Let me ask Shailesh Rai, okay, because we are looking at all sides. See, we're looking at all sides of the argument over here. Shailesh Rai, 3,000 plastics of massacre in Delhi. The Nanavati Commission said that Congress leaders and workers were involved. None of them have been punished. Only 3 commoners have been punished so far. How much you understand why the Sikhs are very upset with the way the UP and the Congress has been selective in its pursuit of justice?
Yes, I think those investigations should be pursued much more efficiently and much more thoroughly. But just to return to a point that the SGPC leader was making, I don't think there's any doubt in this case that Bhullar did not get a fair trial. I mean, in the Supreme Court, before a 3-judge bench, the presiding judge actually acquitted Bhullar, saying that the only piece of evidence against him was a confession made to a police officer, a confession which today would have been inadmissible, a confession made to a police officer which was then, he then retracted, and allegations of torture that he had made were not investigated. So I think that fact is being forgotten in demonizing Bhullar and calling him a terrorist. The fact that he did not get a fair trial in the first place.
All right, okay. Now the other question over here is that...
Jujhar, I'd like to intervene.
Yeah, Sudhanshu, go ahead.
No, this, I protest.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is amazing. This is appalling, in fact. I mean, this is completely appalling that the moment people are convicted of heinous crimes, there were 9 people who were murdered in cold blood, and now you come up with things like, there wasn't a fair trial? I mean, let's not masquerade as human rights activists to pursue political agendas. I mean, let the law of this country prevail. What is happening in the quest of politics? What we have been doing is, we have been playing with the law of land. The majesty of law of land is compromised by sheer political maneuvers of people posing around as human rights activists, or this activist or that activist. What the hell is going on? I mean, you have seen the worst kind of terror attacks in this country. And anybody who sympathizes
Shailesh wants to respond to Sudhanshu. Go ahead, Shailesh, quickly,
please. We need to, just a minute, allow me to complete. Jujhar, allow me to complete.
Okay, yeah, quickly, please.
You know, this has been going on. How, in this country, are you going to say that Supreme Court has not given a fair trial? Is this what you call the judgment on Supreme Court's wisdom?
All right, okay, let's give Shailesh Rai a chance to respond to that.
I do not accept it. You may disagree with that trial, but don't impugn motives. You cannot impugn motives.
Shailesh, respond to that. Bhullar has got a trial from the lower court, the high court, the Supreme Court. His appeal's been dismissed. The Supreme Court has reviewed his appeal as well. Go ahead, Shailesh.
I mean, he is propounding anarchy. I mean, the moment you are saying Supreme Court did not give a fair trial, you are talking about anarchy in this country.
Yeah, Shailesh, right, go ahead with your response,
judicial trials or not?
Yeah, I just want to say that, you know, I don't think anyone is in any doubt about the heinousness of the offence that was actually perpetrated. But I think the doubt as to the veracity of the evidence that was actually produced in this case was something admitted by the Supreme Court presiding judge himself on that case.
Are you going to decide this?
This was a split verdict. So there were 2 judges.
Are you going to decide, or the Supreme Court is going to decide?
There were only 2 judges who actually convicted him.
I mean, don't be an anarchist.
The 3rd judge actually said that he was... The 3rd judge actually said, the presiding judge, that he was innocent and that he should be acquitted. And these cases normally, when they go up before the president, it's something that the president takes into account when deciding whether the mercy petition should be accepted or not.
Yeah, I think Professor Nalapat also wants to intervene on this point.
Account, and here we are at
one minute, Professor Nalapat wants to say something to Shailesh. Yeah, go ahead, Professor.
Well, you are talking about a case which falls into the category of rarest of the rare cases. It is a case where somebody has been given the punishment of hanging by neck.
No,
it is supposed to be the rarest of the rare cases.
I think Professor Nalapat also has a point to make over here.
There you are saying that a fair trial has not taken place.
We are all victims, frankly.
We
are all victims of terrorism.
Television,
and I would like to see
denouncing the judicial system of this country?
1 minute, Professor Nalapat.
I'd like to see our human rights organizations pay some attention to the victims as well. Now, they have been very attentive to the perpetrators of heinous offences. They have been very active in Kashmir and in various other locations for people who have perpetrated the most heinous offences. But what about the hundreds of thousands of victims of these offences? In Kashmir, for example, the whole community was removed from Kashmir. Dozens of houses of worship were destroyed. But I don't see any of these human rights organizations talking about that. They're talking about the perpetrators of this kind of violence. I wish somebody would pay attention to the victims of this kind of violence. I would like to repeat, the 1984 victims of the violence deserve much better justice than they got so far. But there are hundreds of thousands of other victims as well.
Okay, but just sticking to the topic of the debate, and we were talking about the 1984 riots in Delhi. Sudhanshu Mittal, I have a question for you. You know, when the NDA was in power, why didn't you speed up the investigation and trial into the Congress leaders who were accused in the 1984 riots?
You will remember that we set up the commission. We set up a judicial commission going to this.
You set up the Nanavati commission.
We had a short,
but listen, the CBI is accused, for example, of going soft on Jagdish Titler. You were in power then, and the CBI is known to be a puppet of the government of the day. So why didn't you get the CBI to go hard on these people?
This happened subsequent to our rule. It never happened during the regime
riots happened in 84, during your 5-6 years in power. Why didn't you act quickly on the case?
We did. We set up the commission of inquiry for that reason. Why don't you understand that? And what I'm saying is, let's not play politics here right now. It's a serious matter, and the seriousness of matter must be debated with seriousness and not with the politics of the issue.
No.
Issue is,
politics
here is a
is
case
an intrinsic
where
part of this.
Court,
this is a political issue as well. It's a political issue as well. Please. Congress leaders...
No, this is not a political issue. It is...
You accuse the Congress of perpetrating the riot. It becomes immediately a political issue as well.
It has to be an issue of upholding law of land of this country.
Well,
what is happening is, every case, take Afzal Guru, you will not hang because there is a minority issue involved.
What happened in Naroda Patia? Have they given justice to those who have killed those MPs and that whole society was burnt? Are they defending them?
In fact, now that Professor Varshni, is bringing up this point, you must be aware, Sudhanshu, that the Petroleum Minister Veerappa Moily has said today that the charges against Modi are worse than Titler. A quick response, and then I want to go to Manjeet Singh.
Charges against Titler is also charges against Titler, and charges against Modi and the attack on Naroda Patia is also the same. There is no difference. As far as BJP and Congress philosophy is concerned, they protect the criminals because they use them in elections, they need them in elections.
What about the atrocities you have committed in West Bengal for 35 years?
We have not killed anybody in West Bengal for your kind of information.
Who's talking what? For 35 years, you have been murdering innocent people in West Bengal.
Don't do that.
Allow me to speak, sir. Allow me to speak.
Okay.
You've had your point. Allow me to speak.
Let Sudhanshu speak. Go ahead, Sudhanshu.
Have the patience to listen to the other argument also. For 35 years, you have been murdering and killing all people opposed to your ideology in West Bengal. And today you are talking. Look, who's talking? When a congressman talks, I'm appalled. When a leftist talks, I'm appalled. Don't be selective.
Look,
don't have selective amnesia about rights. Don't have selective...
Look, crime is crime.
I am...
Criminal
and here is a case where an SIT is...
And those who are murdered, they will face the music of the law.
That's what I'm saying. If you are talking about Naraya Potia, then understand there is an SIT which is going into it. Let the law of land take its own course. Have we said that the law should not prevail? But what have you done? Nandigram, there are 17 people missing there. Have you done anything? Did you institute an inquiry into that also?
We have seen the victimization.
All right, okay.
We have seen the
Okay,
victimization.
BJP left. Okay, here's the request. Okay, excuse me. 1 minute, gentlemen. Here's the request to the BJP and the left. 1 minute, Sudhanshu. 1 minute, Sudhanshu. Here's the request to the BJP and the left. Let's not deviate from the topic. Let's not deviate from the... We're talking about Bhullar. We're talking about Bhullar. We're talking about the anti-Sikh riots in Delhi in 1984. Let's stick to that. Manjeet Singh, you know, if you let's you know, because we 1 minute, Manjeet Singh. Let's also touch.
You just quoted Mr. Moily.
Yeah, go ahead.
You just quoted Mr. Moily that Jagdish Titler has committed less crime than Mr. Modi. I must say that this is the Congress has come out of its shell, and what they have been doing for 29 years. Mr. Moily has said today, the Congress is responsible for the murderous attack in Delhi in 1984 riots. They have been sheltering it, and what Mr. Rajiv Gandhi said after the riots, when a big tree falls, the land shakes. And what Mr. Moily is saying, he is really keeping up the legacy of Mr. Gandhi, what he said after the murders of so many people. So it is SIT is in Gujarat. It will decide about Mr. Modi. But I think they should make an SIT in 84 Sikh riots, and then I will question Mr. Modi's statement that who is responsible for these riots.
This is an interesting point to make, Manjeet, because I want to ask Professor Nalapa this, that you know the judiciary has asked the CBI to reinvestigate the Titler case, but the CBI is also accused of protecting Titler all these years. How can we now trust the CBI to reinvestigate Titler?
Well, if they haven't managed a thorough investigation in 29 years, they're not going to be able to manage it now in the future. So there's no doubt, as I said, I fully agree with the SGPC leader's point about the fact that there has been a very slipshod and shoddy investigation by the CBI into 1984 riots, and they needed to be a much better investigation. I'm not sure if that's ever going to happen, frankly.
But Shailesh Rai, what is of concern is that, you know, if you look at other big cases like the 2G case, the Supreme Court monitored the case, but you know, the Delhi anti-Sikh riots is a far bigger crime. Okay, it's been handed back to the tainted CBI. Why can't the Supreme Court monitor the Sikh riots as well?
Absolutely.
Look, I think it's up to the Supreme Court to decide what is the most efficient way of doing this, and I would be the first to...
Yeah, go ahead, Shailesh.
I would be the first to say that, you know, the investigation into the riots hasn't proceeded as efficiently and as thoroughly, nearly as efficiently as it should have. But just to respond to a point that was raised earlier about the rarest of rare cases and whether that was applied in this case, I think, you know, the Supreme Court has itself admitted in November last year that the rarest of rare case is not being applied consistently anymore. It's become judge-centric, it's not principle-centric anymore, it's arbitrary, it's flawed, it's biased. 14 judges wrote to the President last year saying that 13 convicts had been incorrectly given the death sentence, and 2 people had been wrongly hanged. And so, you know, and what this case does is that it just adds to the uncertainty around the application of the rarest of rare doctrine. When you have, in Bhullar's case, when you have 2 judges convicting a person and giving him the death sentence, and the presiding judge saying that the person should be acquitted because of lack of evidence, how can that possibly be a rarest of rare case?
All right, okay. In the final 1.5 minutes of this debate, let me quickly go around our panelists and you know, conclude with where we started, the case of Bhullar. Where do they feel that the law should you know, stand on that case? Remember, this is the man who's been in jail for 20 years already. The convicts in the Rajiv Gandhi case have been in jail for 20 years plus as well. In fact, 22 years. The Veerappan jails for 2 decades. They're all saying that we've already served more than 2 decades in jail. Why are you hanging us after that? Quickly, let's go around the panel. You know, 20-second replies from everybody. Sudhanshu Mittal, where do you stand? Should people like Bhullar and the Rajiv Gandhi assassins be hanged, or should they be commuted to life sentence? Sudhanshu.
You see, anybody who's taken law in his hand and has been awarded a death penalty must be hanged. No politics should be played by the Home Ministry and the President in the issue of clemency.
Right.
And this is an indictment of the government of the day. When Supreme Court has said what they have done is wrong, the inordinate delay is subverting the process of criminal justice.
All right, okay, Professor Varshni.
So let the lesson be learned, and let's not play politics on clemency.
You see, principally we are against the capital punishment.
Yeah.
But since the death sentence exists in the Indian jurisprudence, but this is too much delayed. It is better that they should be committed to the life sentence and they should be kept in the jail throughout the life.
All right.
That will send a better signal to the society.
All right, Manjeet Singh, where do you stand on this issue? And I'm not just talking about Buller's case, because I know you want that to commute it to life, but other cases as well, whether we are talking about Veerappan's case or the killers of Rajiv Gandhi and others.
I think the capital punishment should be abolished, and I agree with them that they should be kept in jail for life, those who commit the heinous crimes.
All right. Okay, Shailesh Rai from Amnesty, we already know your view. You're opposed in principle to capital punishment, in which case I'll give the final word to Professor Nalapat.
Well, I'd like to agree that capital punishment is frankly something that could be avoided, but its present, what this really indicates is the need to set up a fast-track system to try terrorism cases and to carry out the sentence. There shouldn't be more than 3 to 5 years between the verdict and the sentence in any case of terrorism.
All right, let's just point out in conclusion one more thing over here. Despite upholding the death sentence on Buller, the Supreme Court has said to the government today that, look, the government should be far quicker in future in handling mercy petitions. Basically, they shouldn't be sitting 8 to 10 years on a single mercy petition, as has been the case in the case of Buller, Rajiv Gandhi killers and others as well. So let's leave it over there for now. Manjeet Singh and Shailesh Rai, thank you very much for joining us. The other guests remain with us as we move from Punjab to West Bengal. It's the TMC versus the left in the streets of West Bengal. The Mamata Banerjee government has taken no action on the TMC men who are accused of ransacking Presidency University in Kolkata and assaulting teachers and students over there. And now the governor of the state, M.K. Narayanan, is also being accused of taking sides.
The West Bengal governor at the Presidency University trying to douse the fire set by Trinamool cadres in Kolkata on Wednesday.
We are deeply moved by the governor's arrival here, but we are still apprehensive.
Two students, Deboshi Chakraborty and Chandok Chatterjee, a former student of our college and now studying in Jadavpur University, have been, cases have been filed against them, and we would really like the government and not just the governor to come up with an apology and to actually admit what they did, so that students feel that sense of security, not coming just from the governor but even from the government.
The police arrested 2 Trinamool activists for the violence. In retaliation, the ruling party filed cases against the students who got injured in the college violence.
Partho Bose, the councillor of TMC, and Tathagato Shaha was a TMCP leader, and actually they entered through the gate, Presidency gate. They actually hit all the students, and at the same time we have seen that they lodged FIR against Deboshi, who was the main victim.
The left claims Mamata sparked the sequence of violence on Tuesday by deliberately going through the gate where the SFI activists gathered, provoking the confrontation at the Planning Commission office in Delhi.
पुलिस को जो बोला कि आप लोग दरवाजा खुलिए, हमको अंदर में जाने दीजिए, मीटिंग है, वो बोलता है चाबी नहीं है, वो बोलता है अभी कैसे देगा, इंतजार करो। मेरे को सिक्योरिटी ऑफिसर बोला कि आप दरवाजा तो खुलिए, तो बोलता है इंस्ट्रक्शन नहीं है
कि मुख्यमंत्री जी से कहा गया कि वो 4 नंबर गेट से जाएं, पुलिस एस्कॉर्ट दिया गया उनको, लेकिन पुलिस एस्कॉर्ट को भी छोड़कर 4 नंबर गेट को भी छोड़कर वो वहीं पर पहुंची जहां पर ये प्रदर्शन हो रहा था.
With Mamata Banerjee being seen as a winning horse, muted criticism to her party's rule is escalating the violence in the state. In at least 2 clashes, there are reports of bombs being used by the political cadres.
कोई भी नेता हो, उसके ऊपर किसी भी हमले की निंदा की जानी चाहिए. मैं भी इसलिए निंदा करता हूं, और फिर वे महिला हैं, इसलिए मैं समझता हूं कि ऐसा घटना दोबारा नहीं होनी चाहिए।
The governor of West Bengal, Mr. Narayanan, also condemned that incident and said that those who are responsible should be brought to book and stern action should be taken against them. So governor has done the job of a neutral person, of the constitutional head of the state.
Ever since the Delhi incident, when a finance minister was manhandled, Mamata Banerjee has tried to paint herself as the victim, while her party activists have gone ahead on a spree of violence to justify that the sense of hurt. But the question is, why should the public suffer the political terrorism by the parties of Bengal? With video journalist Rajesh Bhagat in Kolkata, Tamal Shah for NewsX.
Alright, we have with us Sudhanshu Mittal, leader of the BJP, Professor Dinesh Varshni, member of the National Council of the CPI, Professor Madhav Nalapat, managing editor of the Sunday Guardian, and we are hoping in the next couple of minutes to be joined by a minister from the Trinamool Congress government in West Bengal, Professor Dinesh Varshni from the CPI. 4 Trinamool people are accused of vandalizing Presidency University in Kolkata, assaulting teachers and students over there, threatening the girls with rape. Okay, why is the Mamata Banerjee government not taking any action against these 4 men?
This is very unfortunate. Mamata Banerjee should take action. It is not only that they have sabotaged and vandalized a very established lab which has produced many scientists. They should take action. Not only this, Mamata Banerjee should immediately stop this all violence by the Trinamool workers, and it is the duty of the state to protect all the educational institutions as well as every citizen.
Yeah, but what is interesting over here is that, you know, and let's try and pull up some pictures over here. The 4 TMC men accused of vandalizing and attacking Presidency University are number 1, Partha Basu, TMC councillor, number 2, Sultan, who's the TMC student leader, number 3, Kailash Mishra, who's the TMC member, and 4, Tathagat Saha, who's a TMC member as well. And you can see over here, there's Partha Basu, TMC councillor, you know, leading the mob of TMC people over there on the way to breaking open the gate of Presidency University in Kolkata and then going on to attack teachers and students and threatening the girl students of rape over there. We have them on picture, and what does this man on your screen, Partha Basu, say today? He says that if there's any footage showing me in the college, I'll resign. Well, the footage is right here. NewsX has it. But the man still hasn't resigned. And the TMC government still hasn't taken any action on this man and the other 3 TMC men. Sudhanshu Mittal from the BJP, what do you say to that?
The culture of violence has perpetrated in West Bengal. It was prevalent in the last regime, it is now prevalent.
Yeah.
And any selective view on the matter would not do justice to the situation. Here is a case where a chief minister in Delhi is attacked by the activist of a particular political party. Now look at the conduct of this political party. First I read the statement of Mr. Prakash Karath says, we condemn the attack and we will take action against the cadre which did it. What is the statement today? No, we will not take any action against them. Violence is violence.
Yeah, but Sudhanshu,
please don't perpetrate
Sudhanshu, we talk about the left as well.
Allow me
let's talk about Mamata Banerjee and the TMC, because it appears that like the Congress, the BJP is also going soft on her.
Allow me, Jujar, let me complete.
Yeah.
So this was one side of the attack, which started with attack on Mamata and her minister. Yeah. Now look at the other side of the story. Here is a case where colleges and colleges are attacked, vandalized. People are beaten up and the government of the day refuses to take cognizance. So what is happening is in West Bengal, there is the culture of political violence. And it started with the left again, as I say. For 35 years this has been going on. I last time mentioned the concept of Ilaka Dhakon, which was, let's clear off the entire area of any political dissent. Now when Nandigram happened, these people regrouped after a period of time and the entire left force went into the Nandigram and beat up and killed everybody whom they perceived was against them. And this is a culture of violence which has been perpetrated in politics.
Right.
What is happening is, again, a retaliation to the same. I will say...
But in the case of Presidency University in Kolkata, in the case of the attack on that university over there, Professor Nalapat, Mamata Banerjee called up the Vice Chancellor of the university today and offered support, assured support. But what is the point of giving oral support on the telephone when on the ground you're taking no action against your party's goons who went and perpetrated the attack on the university?
Well, Jujar, I'd like to point out that Mamta Banerjee came to power in Bengal largely because of the kind of Gundaism that was wreaked on people by the then ruling party in Bengal. I mean, it's been referred to by some of the people here. And she came to power because of that. She had an obligation to clean the system of this kind of violence. She had an obligation to show that the TMC cadres will not behave in the same way that the CPM cadre is alleged to have behaved during her time. Unfortunately, the TMC cadre seems to be going the CPM way. And today they're following the same path.
It's a political tit-for-tat going on in West Bengal.
I'm afraid so.
Yeah, but you know, Professor Vashti from the CPI, now we've looked at the TMC fault over here. Let's look at the left also now over here. The Leftist Student Federation of India heckled Mamta Banerjee and manhandled the Finance Minister Amit Mitra in Delhi. Okay, your ally, the CPM, continues not to apologize for that. Why is that?
You see, as far as apology from CPM is concerned, you better ask them. But as far as this incident on Amit Mitra and Mamta Banerjee happens, we definitely say it is not good. It is very bad. They should have.
Yeah, but why isn't the CPM apologizing for it? The CPM saying we condemn it, we criticize it, but why they're not apologizing?
You see, we have to see the circumstances also. When she was asked to go by a particular gate, why she has not entered into the planning commission by that particular gate? Why she has come towards the crowd?
That exactly shows the true color.
Sudhanshu, you also know it very well. Whenever these type of demonstrations happen, always the VIP is taken from the another gate.
Okay, hold on. Let me interrupt over here. Let me interrupt over here.
Have you taken? One university has not taken the Modi to the Shri Ram College of Commerce from the common gate. It has been used by another gate.
Manhandle chief ministers.
Everywhere.
Law of land must prevail.
Actually, hold on. That's an interesting point. That's an interesting point, Sudhanshu, I also remember when Narendra Modi went to address the students of Shri Ram College of Commerce in Delhi recently, in the front gate, the left party protesters were there and Modi took a different gate.
Another gate. And this is always a system. It is always a system that the protocol of government protocol.
What are we talking about?
Let Sudhanshu answer to that.
I am appalled.
Let Sudhanshu answer.
I am appalled about what you're saying. Here is a chief minister who's going to just a minute. Here is a chief minister who's going for a meeting with the planning commission, and there she is physically attacked by the goons of the left, and you are justifying it. You are saying that she should have taken another route?
We are not justifying it. They were not goons. They were cadre of the CPM.
She's my adversary.
Don't declare everybody goons.
Mamata and TMC is an adversary of BJP. But I will not be a party to violence against any form. And what are you talking?
Why the police?
And who's talking?
Okay, hold on. I'll just interrupt over here. 1 minute, Sudhanshu. 1 minute, Sudhanshu. We are now joined by Firhad Hakim, Minister of Urban Development of West Bengal, senior TMC leader. Mr. Firhad Hakim, what do you say to that? The CPM continues to say that we will not apologize for the heckling of Mamta Banerjee and the assault on Amit Mitra. What do you say to that?
You must remember that this is not the first time that the CPM has heckled Mamta Banerjee. It is the time and again the CPM goons had tried to kill Mamta Banerjee many times in Calcutta, in certain parts of Bengal, and now is in Delhi. I am unfortunate to hear that some people from the BJP, they are saying that the Mamta Banerjee should have taken the other gate. But who was there to inform Mamta Banerjee, and I was there in her car, that we should go from the other gate.
Sorry, and we have not said it.
This is our appointment.
But although Mr. Hakim,
we have an appointment.
Mr. Hakim, was actually the Delhi police who said that. The Delhi police said that they advised the resident commissioner of West Bengal that look, there are protests in the front gate of the planning commission, so Mamta Banerjee should go from the back entrance.
If Delhi police, the residence commissioners was not there in the gate and no one informed us, we were actually for the jam in that road, we were actually late by 5 minutes. So we were in hurry to reach planning commission because our appointment was with Mr. Montek Singh Ahluwalia at sharp at 3:30. So we walked for a yard and then turned towards the gate. And there we have seen that some demonstration was going out which we were unaware. But we managed to reach the gate, and after reaching the gate was locked from inside. After repeating requests to open the gate, no one knew where the key was and who was standing outside. When we approached them that this is the CM of Bengal is here, and after hearing that the CM of Bengal has reached this pandemonium, and the attack by the CPM goons started on us. It was a deliberately, they were waiting to attack Mamata Banerjee.
Point over here, Professor Bakshi from the CPI is that, point over here is that whether Mamata Banerjee should have, used the back gate or not, even if she used the front gate, which she should not have, even if. The point is, it's not a license to go attack her and her finance minister, and therefore, why isn't the CPM apologizing for that?
You see, it is a fact, and this is not good to attack anybody.
So why didn't you apologize for that? Why don't, I'll tell you what, I have an idea for you. I know you're from the CPI, not the CPM. Why don't you, on behalf of the CPM, apologize on the show to the TMC?
Why should I apologize?
You'd be more magnanimous.
None of my cadre has done it. None of my cadre has done it. Why should I apologize?
You see, all of you,
That is why CPM is a different party and CPI is a different party.
All right. Okay, I'll tell you what. The CPM is refusing to apologize.
That is why you share power with them.
Well, 1 second. The CPM is refusing to apologize, even though they attacked the Chief Minister and the Finance Minister of West Bengal. Now let's turn our attention to the Trinamool Congress reaction. And I want to ask Firhad Hakim, Mr. Hakim, 4 Trinamool Congress people are accused of vandalizing Presidency College, assaulting staff and students over there, threatening the girls with rape. Partha Basu, TMC councillor, Sultan, TMC student leader, Kailash Mishra, TMC member, Tathagat Saha, TMC member. Why is your government taking no action against these 4 party men of yours?
I am differ from your, because Mamata Banerjee has, from her hospital, she has instructed the police, whoever is behind the attack, they should be arrested. Until now, 5 people have been arrested. In Delhi attack, no one is arrested yet now. But 5 people has already been arrested.
None of the 4 people have mentioned. None of the 4 people have mentioned who attacked Presidency College and let the TMC mob over there been arrested.
We condemn that with a strong. Let me finish. We condemn that with a strong hand. Whoever has attacked Presidency College, whether Trinamool or someone carrying Trinamool, for whoever is that, they should be arrested and brought to the book, not as Delhi police.
Mr. Hakim, you're saying they should be arrested, and we appreciate you accepting that, but the point is that
we have already arrested 5,
you people have to arrest them.
If required, 500 will be arrested, whoever entered the presidency.
But Mr. Hakim, what is the point of saying they should be arrested? Why don't you just go ahead and arrest them? After all, it's you and your police which has to arrest them.
The police is not a magician. Now this happened, and already 5 people have already been arrested, and more arrests are yet to come.
No, Bengal police is not magician, but Delhi police should be magician. Though I am not defending Delhi police. No, I am not. Though I am not defending Delhi police. But Delhi police should be magician, and Bengal police should not be magician. You have attacked one of the most established lab of the country. It is very unfortunate, and that too in the college compound.
Sir, let me finish
and that. It is your
the presidency,
this
presidency incidents have happened only yesterday, and within 24 hours, 5 people has been arrested, and it is nearly.
Not take Bengal to anywhere. The politics of harmony, the politics of philosophy, the politics of policies will take the Bengal to the better development.
But hold on, Professor Varshni. You guys, when you were ruling left Bengal, the left was perpetrating the same violence.
The attack on the presidency, we condemn that. The attack on the presidency, we condemn that, because Mamata Banerjee's dream is to make presidency the university of excellence. Whatever today presidency is is the effort of Mamta Banerjee.
Yeah, but Mr.
Appointing the new
Mr. Hakim, Mr. Firhad Hakim,
bringing them
Mr. Firhad Hakim,
Presidency College is the effort of Mamta Banerjee.
Yeah, Mr.
So
Firhad Hakim.
we condemn that, and if anyone from any party, from Trinamool also, they have to be brought in book, and the law will take its own course.
Yeah, but Mr. Firhad Hakim, you know, your Partha Basu, the TMC councillor who led the mob in Presidency College, and we're going to show to our viewers the photograph of that man trying to attack Presidency College over there, breaking open the gate over there. He has told us and the news channels today that if there's any footage showing me in the college, I will resign. Well, here's the footage. Here's the footage, but neither has he resigned, nor are you arresting him. Why is that?
Because the police is proving that if Partha Basu have ever entered the college, no matter who is he, the people responsible for vandalizing inside Presidency College will be arrested. You be rest assured. 5 people has been arrested. If required, 500 will be arrested. That is not an issue.
Right.
But because you have seen in the past also, Mamta Banerjee, the administration of Mamta Banerjee does not see the color.
Okay, I think Sudhanshu Mittal from the BJP wants to come in.
Anyone held responsible for any crime should be brought to book.
All right, Sudhanshu Mittal from the BJP, how satisfied are you with the minister's response on that? Yeah.
I am very satisfied that at least there is a commitment to taking action against all perpetrators. My question is, why has nobody been arrested in Delhi for having tried to manhandle a chief minister? You cannot be selective in implementation of law. You cannot be selective about politics of violence. We ought to be even-handed on that. Only then will sanity prevail. I mean, it is 5 days now that the incident took place, and not one arrest has been made in Delhi. How do you justify that? And why is the media not asking these questions?
Right,
you know,
okay.
I am happy, and I just saw the photograph. The photograph shows a councillor on the gate. I'm happy that the minister has had the courage to admit that if he has entered and if he has perpetrated violence there, he'll be arrested. That is the spirit, that's the law of the land which must prevail.
Right.
And the same case should be also in Delhi. And look, the left and anybody has no right to shed crocodile tears because they are the perpetrators of violence for the last 35 years in West Bengal. BJP cadres have suffered so immensely because the moment there has been a dissent, they have gone out of the way not only to beat them up. We've had all kind of atrocities, violent atrocities perpetrated on the cadres.
Right, okay.
That has been the order of the day in West Bengal.
Okay, we're in the last 3 minutes of the debate, and let's just touch on one very important issue in terms of this fight between the TMC and the left in West Bengal, which is the intervention of the governor of the state, M.K. Narayanan. Now the point over here, Professor Nalapat over here, is that you know, when the leftist SFI attacked Mamta Banerjee and Amit Mitra, the governor Narayan said the CPM Politburo must apologize for that. But when the TMC has attacked Presidency College and the CPM cadre and offices, the governor said today, oh well, you know, the police is investigating, well, wait and see. Is the governor taking sides over here?
Well, I'd like to remind you that Governor Narayanan has been a member of the Indian Police Service. He has been a police man for about 4 decades of his life. So it's only natural that he will defend the police. And it's only natural
that... But how come
he's
not defending the police, and why is he not saying, let's wait for the investigation into the attack on Mamta Banerjee in Delhi as well then?
Well, I just like to say that Governor Narayan is also a very, very political governor. And I'm quite sure he's responding to cues regarding the Chief Minister Mamta Banerjee. In
Professor Varshni, hold on. You know, as Professor Nalapat is saying, Narayanan is a Congress appointee. The Congress is trying to woo Mamta Banerjee right now. Is that why the governor is being soft on Mamta Banerjee?
You see, it can be. But why this governor, Mr. Narayanan, has not called the DGP of the Bengal on the death of the Sudipta Gupta, which led to the demonstration in Delhi and which led to all these things. The governor of Bengal should have also said this thing to the DGP police, that you should say sorry. And to Mamta Banerjee, you said it's a minor incident.
Okay, let me put this to Sudhanshu Mittal. Sudhanshu, Prakash Karat, the CPM boss, says the governor is making unwarranted political interventions. What do you think?
I would not like to comment on an anarchist who first says that we will take action against our cadre and then refuses to do so. I mean, he's a perpetrator of violence, so I don't even want to comment on the conduct of an anarchist. However, as far as governance is concerned, he should not be playing politics. He is holding a constitutional post. He should not be acting on the instructions and on the dictates or in the interest of his political masters.
Right.
That is unfair because that will erode the credibility of governance in this country.
All right.
And I will certainly not be
and
a
let's
party
give the
to that.
final word to Firad Hakim from the TMC. Mr. Hakim, what is your view? I mean, do you think it would be better if the governor, rather than taking one side or the other, should just play a more neutral role? I know he appears, as Prakash Karat is saying, to take your side, the TMC side, but how much do you think this is denigrating the office of the governor?
I think that the post of governor is a constitutional body, and Mr. M.K. Narayan is very respected person. We respect him, and whenever, not only about this incident, he has always suggested whatever is necessary. In past also he has criticized us, but we are not taking the CPM line. CPM, it is habit of the CPM. If it doesn't suit them, they will criticize governor. If doesn't suit them, they will criticize the High Court judge. They have told that Lala Bangla Chede Pala and all these things. But we respect the constitutional post and the court, and whatever direction and whatever suggestion, advice are given by the governor, we respect his judgment, and we have nothing to say against this governor.
All right, let's just conclude this debate by saying that whether it was the attack on Mamta Banerjee and Amit Mitra in Delhi, or the attack on CPM offices card in the Presidential University in Kolkata, all sides should be investigated and booked. Because right now what is happening is that the police in Delhi are going soft on the attack on Mamta Banerjee, and the Trinamool Congress is going soft on the attack on Presidency University and the CPM cadre. Both sides should play fair, because otherwise the people remember.
We have arrested, sir. We have arrested. Your information is wrong. Sorry to say that.
No. My information is not wrong. You've arrested 4 or 5 people. Only one of them is a TMC person. Okay, we even know the name of that person, but the 4 people who led the mob into Presidential University are still roaming around scot-free. Anyway, we're going to wrap it up over here. Thank you very much for joining us. We hope there's action from all sides. Firad Hakim, Professor Nalapad, Professor Varshini, Sudhanshu Mittal, thank you very much for joining us. And before we conclude, some breaking news coming in over here, so let's just quickly tell our viewers that. Well, facing all-round flack over the law and order situation in Uttar Pradesh, the state government has today removed the Director General of Police A.C. Sharma. The Director General Provisional Armed Constabulary D.R. Nagar will replace Sharma. The decision, remember, is coming 2 days after the Supreme Court took suo motu cognizance of the detention of a 10-year-old rape victim by the police in Bulandshahr, UP. Khurram Nizami, reporter of India News, joins us on this. Khurram, what is the state government saying? Are they citing the detention, the arrest of the 10-year-old rape victim as the reason for the removal of the DGP?
Well, Juja, the thing was that law and situation was retorting each and every day. By each and every day, the law and situation was worsening, and the last minute of the coffin was the Bulandshahr episode. The way the rape victim was treated in the police station was totally shameless, and the Supreme Court took the case suo motu. And face-saving measure can be also said, as Akhilesh Yadav was totally speechless and wordless at what he should do and what could he do. So the DGP was asked. And another thing, that a message was given to the entire state, to the entire opposition, that Akhilesh